How you going? Recently, there's one thing that's really been getting up my nose. My nose. And I don't know what set me off, but I just can't stop thinking about the fact that I can always see my nose. And I've tried not thinking about it, but now that I've noticed it, I just can't stop seeing it. Everywhere I look, all I see now is a giant floating schnoz. It's ruining everything. How long has my nose been there? Hiding at the very center of my life. Why is it there? Did it just recently appear and sneak into frame? Or was I just blissfully ignorant of it my whole life? Then there's all of you regular, no-nose folk who watch regular YouTube, TV and movies and think you are seeing a realistic representation of life. But life doesn't look like that. Life has a big nose in the middle of it. And it isn't fair that you get to live your life in ignorance of your nose, and I have to deal with it every day. So I've decided to create this device that easily allows you to see the truth and make your vision as uncomfortable, annoying, and realistic as mine. Also, just a reminder that you are now staring at your nose. So it turns out your brain, actually not my brain, your brain, actually I don't know what your brain does, let's just say the human brain, is great at filtering out unimportant stuff in life. And it needs to do this because there is so much stimulation around us at all times that we can't possibly focus on all of it. Like, we'd probably have a seizure if we did. So when something repeatedly appears in life and we learn it is unharmful and meaningless, like looking at our nose, it becomes normalized and our brain stops focusing on it and the stimulus, and it disappears, allowing us to function in society and not constantly focus on our nose or tongue in our mouth or manual breathing. Here, do this brain illusion test with me to demonstrate normalization. So, place your right hand in front of your right eye. Then, make your fingers a fork like this. Then, get your left index finger and pass it through the fork directly into your eye. Did it hurt? And for most of us it did. And that is probably because you poked yourself in the eye. So let's go make this thing. This is what I'm imagining. I'll get my camera, hopefully not made of paper, and then there'll be this kind of nose and eyebrow disguise looking thing that will go on the front of the camera, obscuring part of the lens in the same way your nose does. Also, this will be a great way from stopping my camera from getting recognized in public. So the first thing I'm going to do is make a mold of my face with clay. And I made this, but I now realized I don't have anything to put in the mold. So instead I've decided I'm just going to sculpt my nose out of clay.
Oh, my love, my darling, I've hungered for your touch a long, lonely time, and time goes by so slowly, and time can do so much.
Then I'm just going to leave it to dry. Also, obviously I couldn't afford to pay to have the original Unchained melody, so thank you so much Abel Charez for your cover. And my nose dried onto the table, and I couldn't get it off. And it sounds like a bad thing, but it actually isn't. Like, this thing makes a great page turner. So I decided to make two more iconic noses. This is Voldemort's, and then this is Jacob Ulansky's, one of my Patreons. I don't know who you are or what your nose looks like, but there you go. This is your nose. So I think I'm going to go with Jacob's nose today. I'm just going to stick it on the surface of the lens filter. And as I was going to the effort of making a nose, I thought I may as well make some blinking eyes as well, to make you feel ultimately anxious. Which I'm just going to make out of cardboard and sticks. And I don't think you should cut cardboard with a circular saw, but I couldn't find my scissors. So I'm going to explain how this works, but I probably don't need to because I kind of just stuck a nose to a camera. But The blinking works like this. I pull this down, and then the fishing line pulls the bottom one up, giving the illusion of blinking. So then I also wanted to have that kind of blurred hair effect you get when you squint. So I managed to find my scissors, and then I cut off my own eyelashes. And glue them on. And then I thought I would look too freaky if I cut off my eyebrows, so I decided to use some leg hair for eyebrows instead. And there we go, this thing looks terrifying, kind of like a robot trying to blend in and pretend it's human. Let's go try it out and see how life feels. Eating breakfast. Smelling flowers. Being allergic to flowers. Using the internet. And I think that's all I could handle. Like, really made me want to throw up. And there we go. I think the video has finally become as annoying as my vision. And obviously you could do all this in post while editing, but it just isn't as fun, and then your camera would never get to experience the smell of flowers. And I reckon that was the first time on YouTube that you actually get to see a realistic representation of what life looks like. And it's gross and uncomfortable. And you know, it's actually pretty creepy, realizing how much your brain can ignore stuff, even if it is right under your nose. And it really makes you wonder, what else is my brain hiding from me? Thank you so much for watching. If you like that, make sure to subscribe and check out my other stuff. Also, if you want to get your nose made out of clay, consider supporting me on Patreon today.